Marvin Gomez tells ABC News that he'd initially thought to bring his children and wife along when he was planning the trek from his impoverished village in Guatemala to the United States. But he changed his mind, deciding to go alone. It was dangerous and expensive, costing thousands upon thousands he didn't have. But it's a decision that perhaps saved their webcams, he just didn't know it yet. Gomez is among the few survivors of what is now known as the single deadliest smuggling incident in U.S. history. Just 16 migrants were pulled alive from the box. 5 died while in hospital, bringing the death toll to 53 victims. Gomez, throughout the horrific ordeal, was sure it would not emerge alive from the suffocatingly hot vehicle either. Related story. San Antonio survivors must be allowed to apply for certain visas available to repair. Groups say campaign action warning. Graphic violence ahead. Gomez described the inhumane treatment of the victims, which included at least 4 minors, even before the service was paid in San Antonio, including being locked away in a basement with only bread and some water for ourselves. Smugglers also took phones away, worrying victims, but Gomez said he felt some hope when they'd reached the U.S. I think it's something that all immigrants feel, he told ABC News. Our dream. And I know I am going to get there. But few would survive beyond that feeling. Gomez said that the heat inside the vehicle soon became unbearable. Dozens were trapped inside the tight container, begging smugglers for their headphones, only to be told to be quiet, since we started banging at the door, and other people started banging at the door so they would let us out. And he told ABC News, the Westinghouse could hear us when he said, no, and told us to shut up and started insulting us. And other people started crying. Gomez described how people around him began to ear, one after the other. I wish I could have knocked those doors down and worth their lives, he said. Initial reporting said victims appeared to have been sprinkled with steak seasoning, the official said, in perhaps an honor to cover up the smell of it as the smugglers were transporting them. At least one smuggler reportedly attempted to disguise himself as a victim before trying to travel. Since the tragedy, 4 people have been arrested in connection with the deadly incident. 2 may prefer the death penalty. When there was rescued, he said was unable to stand. Now in San Francisco with his brother. He told ABC News that he mourns the reviewer who didn't survive. Wow. They not here anymore, he said in the report. It's hard to explain. Because one day you talking to someone, these headphones on this journey together, and the next day, they gone, and watching them die. Survival for some was simply because of years they'd been located in the tractor. The Dallas Morning News reported that Yennefer Yulisa Cardona Tomas, a 20-year-old Guatemalan migrant, likely survived because of advice telling her to stay near the semi-truck's doors, where it can be cooler. Cables and I have urged the Biden administration to protect survivors of this review by shielding them from deportation and allowing them speedy access to immigration relief available for the victims of time. We also urge the department to expedite the size of you who apply for humanitarian-based visas. Lawmakers wrote in their letter. These visas are for individuals facing oppression, disasters, or other urgent circumstances, doubles as criminal activity, human trafficking, or individuals facing persecution while outside the United States. ABC News reports that Gomez has filed an application seeking relief here, but it's unclear what kind. He hopes protections can assure safety for his family. 2. They remain in Guatemala. Want to stop the GOP's maniacal frenzy to pass laws criminalizing abortion and rigging elections? Donate $1 to Democratic candidates for Attorney General in 5 key states. We need your help to write 10 million letters to infrequent but Democratic-leaning prospective voters in key congressional districts and Senate swing states this election, urging them to exercise their right to vote. Sign up with Vote Forward and join the most popular and effective Get Out the Vote GOTV adapter in Daily Kos history. Related stories. Men indicted in San Antonio smuggling tragedy could face life imprisonment or death penalty. San Antonio semi-truck victims sought to help sick loved ones reunite with family. Lawmakers urge Biden admin to spare San Antonio survivors from possible detention and deportation.